On to question 3. I have that x is between 0 and 1. Let's still use number picking. And in this case, I want to pick 0, 1/2, and 1. Because it says which of the following could be true, I really need to just make it work for one of these 3 numbers. And so I'm going to pick both endpoints and something in the middle. That's like 1/2. So x plus 2 is greater than x. Yeah, that could be true because I'm thinking 0 plus 2 is greater than 0. That definitely works. Roman number 1 is going to be true. I can cross off B and D right away without even looking at the next 2 options. Let's try x squared is greater than x. 0 squared is greater than 0. No, if it said greater than or equal to, I'd be okay, but I am not okay here. But let's see, maybe 1 would work. Again, this is telling me that 1 is greater than 1, and those 2 numbers are going to be equal, so that's not the case. This is where you have to remember the rules about squaring fractions, right? Usually when you square something, it gets bigger. Not fractions, at least not fractions between 0 and 1. They will get smaller when you square them. So what we're saying here is 1/4 is greater than 1/2. That is not true. I do not think that 2 is the correct option. Oh, now that I look at my options, I probably didn't even have to check that one, right? A and C, neither of the ones that are left mentioned option 2. I'm glad I showed you how to do it, but it was actually not something necessary to get to our final answer. But what about number 3 here? Let me change color so it jumps out a little bit more for us. 1 over x squared. Well, 0 is out because I can't do a 1 over 0. Let's try 1. 1 over 1 squared is greater than 1 over 1. That's not true. Both of these are going to work out to be 1. Those are equal, not greater than, so I don't have to worry about that. 1 over 1/2 squared. Is that greater than 1 over 1/2? Well, as we said, 1/2 squared is 1/4. And to deal with these complex fractions, what I'm going to remember is that dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So 1, instead of saying dividing by 1/4, I'm going to say times 4 over 1. And then here, instead of dividing by 1/2, I'm going to be multiplying by the reciprocal, multiplying by 2 over 1. In other words, 4 is greater than 2. It is. I'll give a check mark for option 3, and that means C is going to be my final answer.